And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. How is it going tonight? I already know the answer to that. Don't answer that. That was not a serious question. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, this is a stream to discuss the Seattle Seahawks versus Washington football team game that transpired tonight. I think you guys kind of know how this goes by now, but we'll go ahead and run through it real quick before we get underway here. Basically, we're going to stream for about an hour. And then I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go to bed. And then tomorrow, we'll stream for another hour so people can come in and give their thoughts, because we're only going to get through so much stuff because I'm only going to go for like an hour tonight. And yeah, that's basically how it's going to go tonight. So this game tonight, to run it down real quick, defense, they fought valiantly. They worked as hard as they could to keep this close. They tried, but they couldn't make enough big plays. They couldn't make enough big negative plays. So you end up with a game where they somehow manage to hold the opponent to 17 points despite them having the ball the whole game. And we keep having games like this. This is every game we play. And on the offensive side of things, well, you can see why that happened. I don't know where to start with this offense. We get some good things going on that offense, and then Wilson misses a layup right to Gerald Everett, 8 yards in front of him. Punt. We get something decent going, and then we try to run a pitch play to DJ Dallas to the outside against an elite run defense. We get something decent going. Alex Collins fumbles, and I'm not hating on Alex Collins because that was a great play by the defense, but still, he fumbled. We get something decent going, and then Russell Wilson decides to play 500 ball, chuck it up deep into the air, and hope somebody can come down with it. So, yeah. Atrocious offense. Pretty good defense, I guess, if you want to hang your hat on something, but not impactful enough, and you get the result that you get. So we are now 3-8. If you were thinking playoffs, I hope you're not now. I hope you're not thinking about the playoffs now, and I don't even know why you want to get into the playoffs at this point. We couldn't score against Washington today. Washington made Cam Newton look decent last week. Cam Newton looked playable against this Washington defense. That's how sorry they are. Go look at what Cam Newton did yesterday, by the way. If you guys want to compare that to see what they are. Cam Newton looked better last week against Washington than Wilson did, than our offense did today. And Cam Newton had one of the worst games you will ever see from a quarterback yesterday. So I don't know what to tell you other than that. Wilson shouldn't be playing. The coaches should have the balls to take him out because he's missing way too many easy throws. And then when the game gets a little away from Wilson, he starts going back to old habits of just chucking it up, chucking it up, chucking it up, chucking it up. And offensive line can't run block. Everything's bad. So we're going to take some questions. We're going to go ahead and get into some stuff. But before we get started today, looks like we got about 60 people in here right now. Thank you for coming out tonight. Please like the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want daily Seahawks content. Become a channel member. We have a channel member goal. We need 4 more members by the end of the month, and I think the month ends tomorrow. So it's gonna take some work. But trying to get to 75 members by the end of the month. And we also have super chats. Any super chats you send will show up in the tip jar, and we'll guarantee that your comment is read and responded to on stream. And I could sure as hell use some donations tonight, because that was some pain I went through tonight. So any help you can offer up is appreciated right now, because this team... Can't believe I watch them for free sometimes, you know? Can't believe they make us watch this shit for free. In some cases, we have to pay for it. Our scores were from a 55-yard bomb, 2-point run back, and a final drive. Donnie-Ock, why are you here? You're a Washington fan, right? Like, what the hell are you doing here? Your defense is bad, sorry. You made Daniel Jones look good. You made Cam Newton look passable. Yeah, believe me, we know what our offense is. Nobody in here is going to tell you anything about our offense. Jesus. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Get the hell out of here. Enjoy your win. Honestly, I want you guys to win the division, but get the hell out of here. This ain't for you. Wilson, Waldron, or Carroll's fault. I can't put most... Look, the offense looks the same. The offense looks the same as it did under Schottenheimer. What does that tell you? Waldron and Schottenheimer are 2 completely different people. And the offense looks exactly the same. What does that tell you? It tells you that Pete is ultimately the issue. And tonight, honestly, Wilson's the issue, because his finger's all messed up. He can't complete a damn pass. Okay? Like, honestly, the coaches... honestly, I think Wilson was playing the right way mentally tonight. Physically, he was just missing the throws. The coaches knew we were going against second-string CBs, and we never took advantage of that as a game plan failure from Pete. I can agree with that, but a big reason why that kind of happened is that we never had the ball. We couldn't sustain a drive. Brendon, thoughts on the O-line? Posick and Fuller are the issue? Well, I don't think the offensive line was bad in pass blocking tonight. It was bad in run blocking. I don't think I think the main problem tonight was every time we got something going decent on offense, Wilson would either airmail a pass by 5 yards, or, you know, we had the Collins fumble, which sucked because we were actually moving on that drive. Something would just go wrong. We had 4 first downs until our final drive. We should give up our run game because we have no run game. Well, against Washington, you should give up the run game because they have a really good run D. But they have an atrocious pass D. You got to attack that. And I think we tried to attack it, but then Wilson was airmailing easy throws or missing a wide open guy. You know that slant pass that he tried to Eskridge on the 3rd down that was incomplete and almost got picked off? DK's wide open for the first down. Yeah, Noctivagant, I think it's all got to go. I think we got to blow it up. I mean, Waldron is doing some things that are not optimal right now, probably. It's hard to know exactly what is his and what is somebody else's. But the bottom line is this. The offense looks basically the same as it did under Schottenheimer. What does that tell you? That tells you it's not Waldron. Remember, Guys, we fired our offensive coordinator from last year. The problems started before Waldron was here. The problem started in the midway through 2020. Waldron was working in LA when that season happened, okay? So, you're going to try to tell me the problem with this offense is a guy who wasn't even here when the problem started. I'm going to tell you, I think you might have a little bit of an agenda here. I don't know, Noctivagon. I don't know. Washington's pass defense is as bad as it gets for the most part, and he barely did anything. And think about it like this, too, by the way. Russell Wilson has been terrible on third down his whole career. That's under Bevel, Schottenheimer, and now Waldron. We cannot convert on third down. So how is it Waldron's fault that we can't convert on third down when we've had 3 offensive coordinators and none of them were able to get us to convert on third down? Think about that. Pete's been here the whole time. Wilson's been here the whole time. Maybe it's their fault. We've changed out offensive linemen. We've changed out wide receivers. We've changed out running backs. We've changed out tight ends. The only things we haven't changed out are Wilson and Carroll and Snyder, but, that's neither here nor there. So it's got to be one of them. I saw Wilson start to take underneath stuff tonight. I really wish we could have seen tonight with Wilson having a normal finger. I think I think we probably would win if Wilson had a normal finger, but he's out there, so he's got to be held accountable for it. Like, would anybody here be mad at Wilson if he just sat out for 6 weeks, like they initially said, or 7 weeks or 8 weeks? If he had just missed 2 months, like the injury initially said, would anybody be like calling him a pussy or something? Think about it. I don't think we would. I think we would have understood that, hey, that's a serious finger injury. But he's out there, so he gets held accountable. That's how this works. We might only have 6 games left of Wilson. He's got to show a lot of stuff over these next 6 games if he wants to prove that he belongs here still. Period. Brady, you know what? I'm just going to put all that on Pete Carroll. I'm going to blame it all on Pete for not coaching his team properly on how to line up on an onside kick. I'm putting that on Carroll. Sorry, not sorry. Benjamin, stop spamming the same comment over and over. If you want me to respond to it, super chat it. Stop spamming comments. I will kick you in the butt if you do that again. Nathaniel Martin, thank you for the $4.99. It is very depressing watching this team do nothing for 3 hours every week. I just hope to see new people next season so we don't have the same problems. I'm ready for something new. I mean, no guarantee that it works, but I'm ready for something new. Look, this goes for Ken Norton as well, by the way. This goes for Ken Norton. These are all just scapegoats for Carroll. Zero rhythm offensemen, old timing routes, no in breaking routes up the middle, no place to move the chains on first or second down. They put themselves in third way too often. Okay, Mike, but we've seen the pictures. We have seen the pictures of receivers open and Wilson just doesn't see them. And look, I don't like to use those pictures all the time, but when it's over and over and over again, you start wondering what the heck is going on. And honestly, Wilson did some things tonight that I like. I'm not completely putting all this on him. I'm not killing him. But at the end of the day, the actual performance was terrible. the mentality that he had, I think, was decent until the third quarter, but the actual performance needs to be there too. He's getting paid $35 million this year, and I have no problem with that, but he needs to perform. Well, Daniel, he actually got targeted 9 times tonight, but 3 of those throws were 10 yards over his head because Wilson just, he ain't there. Look, here's my thing with Waldron, guys. I see some people talking about Waldron in the chat. Um, we already fired our offensive coordinator last year, okay? We fired our offensive coordinator last year, and things are still not good enough. I'm not looking at the offensive coordinator anymore. I'm thinking, okay, what about the stuff that we carried over, like the quarterback, the head coach, this thing, that thing, these things that carried over? It's them now. I'm not gonna. What are we gonna do? Think about it. Are we gonna hire a new offensive coordinator every year for the next 10 years to try to force it to work with Wilson? And then in 10 years, when we can't find any offensive coordinators who can make this work, we're like, oh, okay, I guess it's not the offensive coordinator. Too bad we wasted the last 10 years. And by the way, if you bring in another offensive coordinator, everything you spent this offseason trying to pick up goes bye-bye. And you got to start over with a brand new offense, brand new terminology, brand new everything, and you're back at square one, and you got to take this off, and you're going to have to go through growing pains again. What's your take on the Eskridge pick? I think he's talented, but it's not going great, obviously. There's not much to say about it. I mean, he missed so much action. I mean, remember, guys, Schottenheimer didn't actually get fired. It was a mutual parting of the ways. Schottenheimer wanted to leave too. I mean, Marcus, he's not going to do that. Waldron's a young gun. Waldron isn't some dude with big balls that he can just throw on the desk like that and say, I can carry myself like this and have suffered no repercussions for it. He's young. He's new. Yeah, Pete's had enough damn scapegoats. Pete has had too many scapegoats already. Okay, wandering. But we all know that the first half of the season, the Seahawks offense was great. Second half of the season, it was bad, and Schottenheimer got fired. So the problem started before this season. Come on, guys. If the offense was really good in the second half of 2020, do you think we would have let Schottenheimer go? No. Jake, probably not. Well, yeah, Brandon. The other thing is, Waldron's offense needs Waldron's offense needs a certain kind of player that we don't have. It needs mobile offensive linemen, which we don't have. Our offensive linemen are slow and big. It needs running backs who can run the outside zone. The only guy we had who could really do that reliably is Rashad Penny, and Rashad Penny, no comment. Colt McCoy, the GOAT QB, knock it off. Stop spamming. Okay, do we have a mod in the chat? Can one of you guys get the spammers out? Just the people who are spamming. Thank you. Get the spammers out, please. I can't read the rest of the damn chat. Thank you. Get a goddamn life. No problem, wandering. But look, whether or not Wilson can be saved, I don't think we have the time to figure it out, okay? I got to be perfectly honest. Like, I got some Frutella soft gummies. Yeah, if you are insane enough to go to a Seahawks game for the rest of this season, please spend 3 hours chanting "Let's go, Brandon" at Pete Carroll, if you know what I mean. Give Pete Carroll the old "Let's go, Brandon." Make him miserable. That's what it's going to take to get him out. I see you did not just compare Russell Wilson to Tom Brady. No. Okay, mods, please, and thank you. Our defense is not that bad, but here's the thing, guys. The defense is bottom five in pressure rate, bottom five in turnover rate. Okay? That's not good. That's okay. I can live with that, but it's not a good defense. You got to be able to get a turnover every now and then. You got to be able to get pressure. Pressure kills drives. Part of the reason why they're on the field too much is because they can't force turnovers. Every drive is like 12 damn plays. Like please, yeah, I would. I think we play the Niners next. Right now, I don't see how the hell we can even compete with the 49ers beyond the fact that we typically beat them. So just make Carroll miserable the whole time. Oh, Marcus Overly, thank you for the donation, but brother, appreciate it. I just randomly checked my PayPal and I saw it. Thank you, Marcus. Is that pressure rate on Norton or the DL coach? Both. Both. Like that first scoring drive of the game for against our defense. Think about it. They went 15 plays, right? 16 plays, something like that. Yeah, we held them to 3 points, but the defense is getting worn out. Defense is getting exhausted. Right, guy, thank you for the $1.99. Why do we keep giving Pete scapegoats? Because we think he's good. He goes in there at the end of the season when things don't end in the Super Bowl, and he says, "No, it's not my fault. It's this guy's fault." And then we believe him. Ante Petrish, stop spamming the same comment. Either super chat it or just leave it. 49ers are going to run it down the throat, no question. That's a team that prides themselves on running through you 50 times. Very possibly. I would not be surprised. And that's a team with something to play for. Martin Bedino, welcome to the channel. Oh, by the way, guys, did y'all notice? No Josh Johnson, no Penny Hart in the backfield. Well, Daniel, I have to watch so I can do these videos. I can't not watch and then do a post-game video. But fundamentally, I do agree with you. But I'm going to watch. Yeah, Schneider might be okay, but I'm not married to him. I'm not convinced that he's great. I think it's possible. So I can go either way there. Kyle Schindler, welcome to the channel, brother. Mr. Energy Jr., I think it's more likely Pete retires because he's miserable. The Lucia Vitamia, welcome to the channel. I know what you mean, Mike B. I know what you mean. I was actually watching this game and talking with my dad. I was like, God damn. This is not... This is the least fun I've ever had watching a Seahawks game. What are your thoughts on Russ' future? I want him out. I don't believe in him no more. Okay, mod. We need mods. Yeah, that's easy, Kyle. You have the same last name as one of my favorite professional poker players. So I'm pretty familiar. Would you trade Russ and... Well, I would cut Dunlap. But yeah, I would trade Russ. Even if Wilson is still good. Who cares? He's going to be good on a terrible team. He's going to be the Lamborghini sitting in the garage of one of those houses that gets transported on the back of a truck. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Those houses that get transported on the back of those trucks down like highways and stuff. It's like a Lamborghini sitting in front of that house. The house still sucks. So who cares? Byron D, thank you for the $1.99. Here's some to cheer you up. Build around Eason. I don't think Eason's it. Manufactured home. Thank you. Tony Silva, thank you for the $5. Seahawks, too predictable. Keep Russ and get rid of Pete. I can't get there, Tony Silva. I don't believe in none of them right now. Are losses good for the channel? I don't think so. Maybe. It's arguable. Yeah, like, even if Wilson is still capable of being this quarterback that some of you guys think that he is. Okay. I'm not going to keep asking the mods to ban the spammers, but they make themselves very obvious. So, hopefully you guys are able to do it. And Alex the Goat, that goes for you as well. Please stop spamming the same comment over and over. I don't need to... I'm not a big fan of... I don't think we have to trade DK. I don't think we have to trade DK. You could, but I don't think you need to. He's young enough and has enough good stuff in front of him to where I could believe that he can figure this out. Right guy, thank you for the $1.99. A Lamborghini in Section 8 housing. Yeah, that's pretty good. Like, who cares? The house still sucks. The Lamborghini makes it a little more interesting, but it's still not good. And we have a problem. We don't even know if he's going to be able to figure this stuff out. Like, I believe that Wilson's a good quarterback, but I don't really believe he's a winner. I don't believe he's playing winning football. Our problem with trading Russ is that if we miss on the QB draft, we can be bad for a long time. I mean, we're going to be bad for a long time with him. Do you see anything with this team that tells you they're going to be good in the next couple years with him, especially when he's aging in dog years? He used to be a winner, yeah. But he's got to change, and he can't. No, I don't want to draft a quarterback this year. What I want to do right now is trade Wilson, use those picks to build the offensive line and defense and build it up, and then in 2023 you get your quarterback. 2022 is going to suck, but it's going to suck with Wilson anyway. I see. What Wilson has done in the past means nothing to this conversation. Please spend more time. Spend more time, guys. Seriously, spend More time telling me about things that don't matter, like what Wilson did 4 years ago, or 6 years ago, or 2 years ago, or last year. The only thing that matters is what is he going to do going forward. I do not feel obligated to keep Wilson around if he's not going to be good going forward because he was good before. He got paid that whole time he was here. He never played for free. We don't owe him years of bad play because he gave us good years of play for free or anything like that. That's not how this works. And the only question that matters is he going to be a good winning quarterback going forward? And right now I have serious doubts about it. He can change my mind, but he's got 6 games left this season. And look, something big has to change this offseason. You cannot have a season this bad with these expectations and then just run it back and be like, okay, no, pretend that last season didn't happen. Just pretend it didn't happen. We're going to bring everything back exactly the same. You got to change something. So if you don't believe Pete's going to go because Pete has too much power, then Wilson's really the only other guy. Tumbo, stop saying the same stuff over and over again. We know how you think, and I've already explained why it's stupid to think that, but we already know you think that. You just say the same shit over and over and over again in here because you've got a one-track mind and you've got these agendas that you live by. How many accounts is this guy going to make? Yeah, Wilson will probably make the Hall of Fame. But let's not, okay? Look, you can praise Wilson without using hyperbole. Like, these people who compare him to Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers or Peyton Manning or anything like that, stop. He has nothing on those guys. He's not even close to those guys. He didn't get there. We thought he could get there for a while. Tony Silva, thank you for the $2. Our demeanor changed after the Super Bowl loss. I think there's some truth to that. No. I know. No, Daniel. I love Tumbo, of course. I love Tumbo. Tumbo's great. Tumbo's been around forever. I love him. But he's been on this Shane Waldron thing for like a month now, and it's getting old. And he'll go after Waldron after every single thing that happens. But all he has are excuses for Wilson. Every time, all he has are like, he'll come up with some reason to justify why Wilson's still good and we should keep Wilson. And like that's why I call it agendas, It's like some people have agendas to run certain people out of town. They have agendas to prove that certain people are good. That's what I try to do. That's what I try to avoid here. No agendas. That's why if you go back 2 years through my videos, if you go back 2 years in my videos, all I did was praise Russell Wilson. All I did was sing Wilson's praises. That's all I did. And now 2 years later, I'm going after him because now he's not playing as good and I don't have an agenda. So I'm able to go after the same guys I used to praise. Tony Silva, Metcalf best player on the team. Maybe. We don't know because he never gets the ball. But that saddens me tremendously to see what Metcalf's having to go through right now. No, Tumbo, I know you said that Wilson's crap, but you also say things like, well, I'm okay with him being crap this year because he was so good for us for so long, which is just a nonsense way to look at it. He's still getting paid. Like, I don't think that's something that... Sorry, I just don't think that's something that a agendaless fan would say. Part of not having an agenda is willing to adjust your positions on things. Like Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner is my favorite Seahawk of all time, but I noticed his play slipping in 2019. I know his play has been slipping since 2019, but he's still my favorite player of all time. And a lot of people ask me, how can he be your favorite player of all time if you don't want him on the team anymore? Because I don't think he's helping us. Well, yeah, okay, Tumbo, it's not our year. That's obvious. But why is it not our year? Okay, did we flip a coin and it came up tails? No, it's not our year because we're not as good as we're supposed to be. Tony Silva, thank you for the $2. Still Seahawks for life. Oh, hey, hey. Look, this goes for everybody, by the way. I hope none of you guys are going to stop being Seahawks fans. I hope none of you guys. Look, I understand things are not fun right now, and I have no issues with saying negative things about players, coaches, the team, the GM, owner, anybody, but we're still fans. The fact that we're fans is why we get so mad at this stuff, because we want them to be good. Jordan Brooks is ready to take over at middle linebacker for the future. He had a great game today. Yeah, he made some plays, actually. I noticed that. Re-sign Diggs. Well, Diggs might be getting past his prime by the time we get good again. I don't know. Oh, I'm not going to no games. No, 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 no. I can be a fan, but I'm not giving the team any money right now because I don't like the way they're doing business. Well, okay, Tumbo. Okay, so Tumbo, you say that. Somebody get Starco fan out of here, please, by the way. Tumbo, you say that, but then you say we need to fire Waldron. With everything you just said about Carroll, we're just going to hire somebody who's just as bad, right? Like, how does firing Waldron help if if you already know that Carroll's just going to hire somebody else that's terrible because he's an idiot? Because he has this big ego or however you want to put it. Like at that point, well, what's it matter? At least Shane Waldron's has a year of familiarity. Like, why would you go to another offensive coordinator who's going to be just as bad, but he'll be brand new, so the whole team has to learn all the new terminology? That's what I'm trying to put together here. Even if he is bad, what's the difference? Just imagine Russ having a Bucks O line. He would still probably hold on to the ball too long. I own a little crypto, Kyle. Yeah. Sam, what are you doing? Don't engage. Sam, don't engage with the Cardinals trolls in here. Do not engage, people. I will get them banned. They have nothing to say to you. You should have nothing to say to them. They're just here to mess around. Okay, Tumbo, but still, why get upset if they keep Waldron if you've already resigned yourself that we're going to hire somebody who's also stupid? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. At least this guy has familiarity. At least he'll be in his second year. Thank you, Jackson. Of course, Jamal Adams was a mistake. Not because Jamal Adams is bad, but because we don't use him right and we have a bad team. Like, you don't trade for Jamal Adams to be on a good team. You trade for him to be the final piece of an elite team. And we didn't do that. Haircut, I'm going to say the odds of that are low. You cannot run it back after a season like this. Even the Lions wouldn't do that. If the Lions went into the season thinking Super Bowl and went and won like 4 or 5 games the whole season, they would fire somebody. They would get rid of somebody. Well, Tumbo, I got to be honest with you. I don't think we're going to lose Waldron either because to a certain point, when you get somebody that young, you're marrying yourself to possibly having to go through some growing pains for a couple years. I don't think Carroll's just going to suddenly hit the eject button on that. If he's back next year, then I don't I don't know. I don't know if I see that being much more likely. By the way, the chat is going super fast right now even without the spammer, so I'm doing the best I can, but I'm missing a lot of comments. No, I don't think Gardner Minshew's that. I'm not a Gardner Minshew guy. We can't get rid of Jamal Adams. He's making too much money. Thank you, Aggie Uber. Appreciate it. My top head coaching candidate is probably Kellen Moore. I like Kellen Moore. Not doing so great lately, though. Russ's value declining? Yeah. Yeah, the Ugo penalty was crap, but I'm not into blaming referees right now. This team played so bad tonight, I can't do it. Austin Roberts, thank you for the $5. Longer we wait to rebuild, longer it will take for us to be good again, so let's burn it to the ground and start over. Absolutely, Austin. The longer you wait, the longer it's going to be. And the guys on this team who are good and young, like Adams and Metcalf, they're just going to be wasted. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get Watson, guys. Remember, our owner is a female. I seriously doubt a female is going to be trading for somebody like a Deshaun Watson with what he's accused of. How does trading Wagner versus cutting him change the cap implications? I don't think it does. And nobody's going to trade for him anyway. Dan Mullen couldn't even make it in college. How's he going to make it in the pros? I mean, did you guys see that stat tonight? Last year, we blitzed Jamal Adams 20% of the plays. This year, 10%. Why did we cut it in half? Our front four isn't any better. Our front four isn't any better than it was last year. It's actually worse. Do you think O.J. Simpson did it? Guys, we got football stuff to talk about. Stop. KJ Wright isn't even getting playing time. We should have resigned him. Okay, but what does that tell you that KJ Wright isn't getting playing time? It tells me that doesn't have anything left anymore. Okay, CAFT, knock it off. It was funny the first time. KJ Wright wouldn't allow screens. Okay, my thing with that is like KJ Wright's not going to be here forever. So you got to eventually get somebody else or teach somebody else to stop the screens. And we can't do that. That's what pisses me off. Yeah, listen to what Haircut said, guys. We need 4 more channel members. Or 5, I can't remember. Yeah, if you want Bobby Wagner, I will give him to you for free, Black. I'm not even kidding. I will give you Wagner for free. Just take the rest of his salary and you can have him. Do you believe in UFOs? I mean, yeah. Yeah, Bobby's playing good, but what's it for? The defense is still not very good. When was the last time Wagner forced a turnover? Can anybody remember the last time Bobby Wagner forced a turnover? I'm really asking. It's been like 2 calendar years. He's on the field every snap almost. Come on, guys. I know, WZ. Josh Johnson didn't play. That killed me, man. I didn't even get to mention that in the postgame video, but what the hell? Well, Glory, the problem is I think we have more to redo than the Packers did. We need 3 new offensive linemen. The Packers only needed to replace their guards. We need to replace 2 tackles and a center. Okay? Um We need to remake our whole defensive line, I think, because I don't believe in most of these guys. I don't think the Packers had to do that. They had to do a little bit. They brought in, what, one of the Smith brothers? And they were good. We probably need a new linebacker if Bobby goes. We probably need a new free safety. We probably need a new corner. There's a lot to remake. The Packers, I think it was a little easier for them because they had more things in place. Well, Lindsley would have been really hard to get because he was so expensive, but there were other guys you could have gotten. They brought in both the Smith guys. Okay, they brought in both. Yeah, it's possible, but it's hard. And by the way, guys, I'm going to say this again. You guys can like Russell Wilson as much as you want to, but he doesn't compare to a guy like an Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry. By that point, Aaron Rodgers was a 2-time MVP. He won a Super Bowl MVP. Wilson has never even gotten an MVP vote. Wilson's great. Wilson's had an awesome career here. He's had some great seasons. He's had years where he was in contention for MVP. But trying to compare him to guys like Rodgers and Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, like, slow it down a little bit. He didn't get there. He got close. He has more in common with a guy like a Drew Brees or a Phillip Rivers than those guys, I think. I'm not saying it's impossible to build around Wilson in one offseason, but it's going to be so hard. It's going to be so hard. And then once you do that, you still need him to actually be good, right? And we can't guarantee that right now. If you think with 100%, if you are 100% sure that Wilson can be great with the way the NFL is now adapted to him, then you're lying to yourself because you haven't seen any evidence of that yet. We need to deal with the facts, okay? I'm trying to stay with the facts here, okay? I see these people say things like, oh, if you put Russell Wilson on the Patriots under Belichick, they would have won the Super Bowl every year. He's better than Brady. I actually had some crazy guy in my comments last couple days trying to tell me that Wilson's better than Brady and Rodgers, and that that Wilson would have won the Super Bowl every year if you put him on that Packers team or that Patriots team. And it's like, you can praise Wilson without using insane hyperbole. Austin Roberts, thank you for the $2.02. Longer we wait, we end up like Mariners. Yeah. Yeah. And blowing it up is not guaranteed to work, but it can work. Okay, Doxonymous, that is not true either. That is not true. Now, I'm not saying this is all Wilson's fault. It's definitely not. Brady had at least 1 year of a terrible offensive line that I can think of. And it didn't matter because the Patriots ran the spread. Now, that's a coaching thing. That's not Wilson's fault. But to say that those guys have always had God-tier offensive lines is not entirely true. It also ignores the fact that Wilson's had good offensive lines. Our offensive line usually ranks near or in the top 10 in pass block win rate. Fire Pete is trending on Twitter. Hey, sign me up for that. Sign me up for that, man. I mean, I've been on the Fire Pete thing for a little while now, but now it seems like we could actually make it happen. Chris Auntie, stop spamming the same comment over and over again. I don't think Chris Peterson's going to come to the NFL. Please stop spamming the same comment over and over. Oh my gosh. It's hard enough to read these comments as is. It's hard to get rid of a Super Bowl winning coach even if they are past their prime. Remember Tom Coughlin? Yeah. If I donate you money to buy a Wilson jersey, would you be willing to burn it live on stream? Go spend your money on something else. What year did you want Pete to get fired? I started really wondering about him in 2019. I started smelling something in 2016, but I didn't want him to be fired. 2017, I was like, but I don't know if I was there yet. 2019, I was like, whoa, something's not right here. Someone get the spammer out of here. Someone please get the spammer out of here. Sally Bollywood Vegan India 33. What kind of username is that? I didn't really notice. I didn't really notice the big problems with Pete until that Ravens game in 2019 when he was like, okay, it's raining, it's cold, it's 4th and 2. I'm going to kick a 53-yard field goal instead of either going for it or going for it because those are the only two options you should have done. And then in the post-game press conference, he was like, oh, that's not how we do things. Right then and there, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. That's not a good answer. That's really not a good answer. I don't want to hear that from my damn head coach. YN Fay, we weren't, so I don't see how that's relevant. We weren't even close to the 1 seed in the grand summation of things. We were the 5 seed. Who do you hope the Mariners will sign after these recent signings? I want Chris Bryant or the Japanese guy. Which is worse, keeping Peter, promoting Norton? Promoting Norton would be worse. Yeah, that's why I can't feel that bad for him for his current press conferences. Like, we have softies in the media and he can barely handle them. Okay, if we had beaten the Niners, we would have gotten the 3 seed, not the 1 seed. And yeah, okay. I don't think I need to say anything more than that. What's his name? Shiho Suzuki? Shiho Suzuki. Like, if you're going to choose to kick a field goal in that situation and you're asked to defend it in the press conference, I need you to say something like, oh, we did it because we felt like it would increase our chances of winning because our quarterback couldn't grip the ball and we didn't have a running game because the field was slick. And we felt confident that Jason Myers could make that field goal based off what he did in pregame, even though the weather was not good. And he just missed it. Okay, those are the explanations for that. Okay, you don't get to say that's not how we do things. Okay, once upon a time, they tried to cure illnesses by putting leeches on a dude to suck all the bad blood out of their body. That used to be how they do things. And you don't do things like that anymore because it doesn't work, because it's stupid. I do not cut my own hair. Oh, did Correa finally sign with New York? I kept hearing like a will they or won't they thing. Yeah, the Lone Freeman. I remember that game too. Carroll did some awful stuff in that game. Auntie, I told you about spamming my chat. Stop it. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow, and I'm not cutting my own hair. Does it look that bad? So apparently Everett threw the offensive line under the bus, which is weird to me. I think the offensive line was good in pass blocking today. They were bad in run blocking, but they were also playing an elite run defense. Do you know what's going on with Stone Forsythe? I don't think he's ready to play. Boomer, I'm trying to get into hockey. I'm not there yet. I'm working on it. I'll see what I can do, haircut. When you get your haircut, local place. Yeah, dime skis. And the thing is, we don't have time to try to fix it. We don't have the team that can support fixing it. Like, I said this in a comment and nobody was able to answer it. I said this in a comment a week ago and nobody could answer this question. If Russell Wilson comes back next year and gets murdered behind a rebuilding offensive line, which is what we're going to have because we're going to lose Dwayne and we've got a bunch of free agents. It's going to be a rebuilding offensive line. Okay? So if Wilson comes back, he's almost certainly going to get killed. How does that help us? How does that help anybody to let Wilson get murdered behind a bad offensive line? You think this offensive line is bad? Just wait till you see it next year when it's rebuilding. This offensive line is going to be so much better than the offensive line we have next year because we're going to be rebuilding it. Think about it. Danny Scoff, welcome to the channel. Yeah, Joseph, I keep it simple. Life is so much better when you don't have to impress women all the time because you accept that women are evil. I'm kidding, by the way. You have to be on that Sigma male grind set where you just ignore things like that and just focus on self-improvement. Yeah, Dakota Shepley could be starting on the offensive line. Zaknyfein, your membership dues expired. You owe membership dues. I can't let you on the putting green at the club anymore if you're not a member. I know, Daniel. That like single-handedly. I'm really pointing this out here. On other teams, the Jamal Adams trade single-handedly would get somebody fired. Zaknyfein, welcome back to the membership club. Welcome back. Tony Silva, welcome to the channel. Let's go. Top 5 draft needs. Edge. Offensive tackle. Center. Corner. If DJ Reed leaves. Safety if Diggs leaves. That's what I would sum it up as. El Yepa, did you watch the game tonight? Do you watch football? And you want to know why I want to fire Pete? Like, if you're going to do the Jamal Adams trade, you better be 100% sure you're going to be really good for the next couple years. And if you're not, you better fall on the axe for getting it that wrong. Okay, well, El Yepa, if you saw the game, you should not need to ask me why I want Carroll to get fired. Like, I don't know why I still have to explain this stuff. How is running back not a top 5 need? Because running back is easy. Running backs grow on trees. We can't trade Lockett. We would lose too much money. You could re-sign Diggs, but I don't know. I can go either way on the Diggs thing. I would like to re-sign Gerald, but we'll see what happens this offseason. Okay, so we've gone for about an hour. So what I'm going to do is wrap this up. I'm going to leave. I'm going to stream for like another minute. If anybody has any last second things they want to get in here, now's the time. But thank you everybody for coming out tonight. Again, if you haven't already liked the stream, please like it now. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. And we will be streaming again tomorrow night for another hour to talk about this game. Maybe something will happen between now and then. So come on by tomorrow night after work, and we'll keep talking about this. So I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, I'm trying to tell you guys all the stuff I can, but I don't know what to tell you except this sucker needs to get blown up. Okay, this sucker needs to get blown up. And I keep trying to say it. Some people don't want to believe it. What time? Probably sometime after dinner. So I don't know, 6:30, something like that. All right. Hope everyone has a decent rest of the night. Peace out. Go Hawks. That's all I got. Everyone have a good night. See y'all later.